On a warm July evening, 65,000 people gathered in Tiger Stadium on the campus of Louisiana State University to welcome 5,000 athletes, their coaches, and chaperones from 50 foreign countries, the United States, and 4 U.S. territories to the 6th International Summer Special Olympic Games.
Alabama Gold. The story of Alabama's participation in the 1983 International Summer Special Olympic Games in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, is a presentation of WSFA TV News.
Perhaps they came out of curiosity, or to see the list of show business and sports celebrities, or maybe to get a glimpse of the famous Kennedy clan. But once there, the 65,000 onlookers were swept up in a giant outpouring of gladness, a heartfelt celebration for these Special Olympians who had made it to the big one. In came the athletes from Turkey, from Greece, Japan, Cuba, the United Kingdom, Korea, Egypt, Nicaragua. Sports and show business stars leading the way. And then it was time for the United States teams to make their entrance. It has been Alabama's alphabetical privilege over the years to lead the way. They did again, and to a thunderous ovation. What a sight. Alabama's delegation was led by Maria Shriver of PM Magazine, whose mother, Eunice Kennedy Shriver, is the founder and president of Special Olympics.
I hope so. Look at them. I mean, there's so many of them. They look so spiffy. I would hope we'd get a good welcome.
You were at Brockport 4 years ago.
That's right.
This really tells the story of how Special Olympics has grown in the 4 years, because I recall maybe 6 or 8 or 10,000 people here, and there must be 70 here.
They say there's expected to be about 70,000 people, and everywhere I look, the seats are taken. I think it's incredible. This is so well organized. The people of Louisiana, Baton Rouge in particular, have just come out in full force. Everybody in Alabama was saying that they never felt so welcomed by any city that they'd ever been to before. I mean, people are taking them into their homes. There are hosts, people that have volunteered to spend the whole week with the different delegations. The people of the city have all come here tonight. They're totally sold out.
Do you ever get the feeling that this is becoming the real Olympics?
Well, I think it's, for everybody here, it's very much the real Olympics, and I think that's what's important. It's the spirit of competition, it's athletics, and it is the real Olympics to them. It's the Olympics that they know, it's the Olympics that we all know that we work in, so for us it is the Olympics.
Maybe the Special Olympics can say some things to the real Olympics.
I think so. I think it's wonderful that politics doesn't get involved here. It's the real spirit of competition, about helping each other, about winning, but even more important than winning, just getting here. And that's what all of these athletes, they've competed on a local level, they've gotten here, and that's a triumph in itself, and they're really pleased about that.
The magic of the Kennedy name is one of the reasons Special Olympics has reached worldwide acceptance. As he has for all previous opening ceremonies, Senator Ted Kennedy led his Massachusetts special athletes.
I'll tell you, the enthusiasm of all the people in Louisiana and all over the South has been most impressive, and I think the hospitality of the families, the cooperation of all the people, all the local groups has really been spectacular, and I think it is really the true hospitality of Louisiana and the South.
How about the humidity?
It's warm, too. Mexico. That's fine. Everybody's having a good time.
By Eric Johnson.
Finally, the oldest Olympic tradition, the lighting of the Olympic flame. The torch passed from Japan to Chile, then to Kenya and Australia, and finally to Freddie Lee of Zachary, Louisiana.
Special Olympian from Baton Rouge, Freddie Lee.
Eunice Kennedy Shriver reached 2,500 years into Olympic history to charge these special athletes. She said, if you have practiced hard, if you have not been lazy or dishonest, then go forward with confidence. The 1983 Olympics were underway. LSU's Bernie Moore track was the site of track and field events. It would be a good 3 days for our 30 track and field contestants. A time James Haygood of Greenville, Alabama will always cherish. He ran to victory here in the 50-meter dash. James made 2 trips to the medal stand, picking up gold medals in the 50 meters and the standing broad jump. Special Olympics is more than winning medals. To be sure, every contestant is placed at his skill level to have a good chance at winning a medal. But for those who don't win, it's just as meaningful, just as rewarding. You can see it in their faces. Nathan Taylor didn't win a medal in this race, but he'll never forget it, how he fell on the 200 meters, then got up and finished the race, because he remembered his Olympic oath, let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. And Nathan will remember his 50-yard dash, not so much because he finished third, but because he heard the cheers of thousands of partisans, and he experienced that special runner's thrill when the gun sounds and the race is on. Wilburn Talley of Hollywood, Alabama will look at his silver medal many times and recall that moment that the founder of Special Olympics, that special lady, Eunice Kennedy Shriver, placed it around his neck. And perhaps even Mrs. Shriver will remember these Special Olympic Games as the ones which made the first great step to worldwide acceptance of Special Olympics.
I think they can do just about anything that when they get the opportunity to do it. And the fact they've gotten the opportunity, they've been trained. Every year they've gotten better and better in all of their scores in every sport. So I'm confident that they're going to do better and better in the future.
Where does it go from here?
more youngsters, I think, have to come into the program, not only in this country but all over the world. We're trying to appeal to older people to come in. Our age group is going up, so we're going to develop more sports like riding and walking, things like that, which will appeal to them. Internationally, I think we have a great chance to build friendships and many more new programs. The great advantage, I think, of a program like this is that so many people come from foreign countries, as they do it from the United States, and then they go back and figure they should start similar programs and other kinds of programs. We have to improve our schools, we have to improve all sorts of programs, and this is a demonstration of their abilities. But in the final analysis, as the great heroes and heroines, the people that ought to be recognized, the mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters who day after day help help in training, help in encouragement.
And who are here exalting with their kids.
And wonderful, yes. I have so much admiration for them.
Tommy Lee is a marvelous athlete. He's 18 years old. He attends the Helen Keller School for the Deaf in Talladega. When he sailed over the bar at 1.3 meters, only 2 were left in his division of the high jump. The bar was moved to 1.35 meters, higher than he'd ever jumped. Tom Mallard of California missed again, and finally missed on his third and final try. It was then for Tommy to clear the bar for the gold medal. Tommy Lee will remember 2 trips to the medal stands that day, a 4th place finish in the 400 meters and the gold in the high jump.
And in first place, from Alabama in the United States, Tommy Lee.
Every Special Olympics competition, from the local games right on up through these international games, must have volunteers. Hundreds answered the call in Baton Rouge. Among the more interesting are the huggers. They wait at the finish line, shouting words of encouragement, and once the race is finished, they're there to share in the exultation or to give a smile and a word of encouragement.
You are a hugger, right?
Right. It's a wonderful thing to do.
Really? Do you have any training?
They trained us for a year. Just to get the routine of the track meets.
What are you supposed to do?
We're an encouragement. We're at the end of the finish line to let the children know they've done wonderful, whether they've won or lost. Just to be there at the end, just a special hug.
And occasionally you have to help with someone who falls. Is that?
Occasionally. Right now I have a busted nose.
He's okay though. They just run themselves to exhaustion.
Right. They're having a lot of trouble with the heat. It's awful hot. Even if you're from the South, it's still warm.
What has this done for you this week?
Oh, I think it's just a source of lots of inspiration. You see all these children that they don't have all the benefits that we have, and they're out there trying like hell, and it's just wonderful.
Bring him up here. Let's go.
Maybe the busiest volunteer at Baton Rouge was John Doc Anderson. John is the head trainer for LSU athletics, coming to LSU with Jerry Stovall after many years at Troy State of Alabama.
What's the problem?
I think the biggest problem we have to fight down here is heat with these athletes. Yeah. And what we're trying to do is get as much fluid into these people as we can, and we're doing it. We're getting it in there. We got a lot of volunteer trainers from all over the United States, and they're coming forth and organizing the things out in the fields of competition and really getting the fluids in it. So we haven't had any real serious heat problems with these athletes.
Do the Special Olympians seem to exhaust themselves a bit quicker than the other athletes that you work with?
A little bit, primarily because they haven't been exposed to the elements like the.
They get excited.
They get very excited, and this has been I've never been around a sports spectacular like this here at LSU.
Now you try to get as much ice. I saw you putting ice on the legs, getting their shoes off. What do you try to do when one comes in?
We try to get their body temperature down. Try to get that core temperature down so they don't get heat exhaustion.
And you do that with the ice?
With the ice and water. Just pump the fluids into them.
And a lot of air.
A lot, that's right.
And you try to strip the shirts off sometimes.
Try to get the shirts off and try to get them cooled down.
John, what's this meant to you these last few days? I know you've worked hard to see that here.
I've been connected with a lot of sporting events. At the Olympics, I just came back from the Sports Festival. Was one of the training. This is the finest I've ever dealt with in sports. This has touched this community. It's brought it together, and anybody in athletics at a major college level or small college or high school needs to get involved with Special Olympics, because I guarantee you it'll get to you, and you'll really want to work with these kids. They're very special to all of us here at LSU.
Alabama took 5 basketball teams to the international games. 3 came home with medals. The girls' team from Wetumpka, after losing their opening game with the powerful Louisiana team here, battled back in the losers bracket to win the bronze. Our 4 boys' teams were classified according to ability on the first day. Alabama's number 3 team from Tuscaloosa was the only boys' team with a girl player, a precious little beauty named Gina Nolan. Number 3's coach is Kathy Williams. Her team fell behind in their opening game. She called timeout.
Bill, you guys are going to have to be careful. Gina's going to be in, and I want you to be careful, okay? Down here, you guys are doing better keeping them on the outside. If you can keep those guys on the outside, listen to me. Bill Taylor, you've got to listen now. If you can keep them on the outside, they're not shooting as well and you're rebounding, okay? And they're not doing a good job of getting underneath the basket, okay? Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So don't always think you have to keep it outside. Bill's been open a couple times in there and you're getting it to them and you're shooting and they're doing good. You're doing great, okay? And you're getting Bill, I'm talking, okay? You're doing better at watching their throws and intercepting them, okay? We're going to win the game on that.
Trailing by 2 early in the 4th period, Kathy told her players to work the ball inside to their best scorer, Bill Taylor. Number 22, Tony Wells, makes the good pass. Taylor scores easily. The Tuscaloosans are on their way. They win 36-30 and go on to capture the silver medal. This was the championship game for our number 2 team. They come from Tuscaloosa County High School. They built an early lead. But by the end of the 3rd quarter, the lead had evaporated. Coach Marion Bryant and their able assistant Larry Lewiski tell their players to pull together. Teamwork is the only thing. And Stanley Young gets hot. He scored a game-high 28 points, and his team pulled in front again. The final, Alabama 49, Delaware 38. These Olympic Games were extra special for James Lee, a chance to compete in his sport of swimming, and also to see his family who lives in Louisiana. James attends the Helen Keller School for the Deaf in Talladega. He is the embodiment of all that Special Olympics stands for. When he was born, doctors told his mother he would be little more than a vegetable. Now, 18 years later, he is about to swim the 25-meter freestyle in international competition.
From the state of Alabama, receiving the silver medal, James Lee.
A gold and a silver for James Lee of the Talladega School. And this is his family. Mr. Lee, you all live in Louisiana. James goes to school in Alabama.
That's right. He goes to the Helen Keller School in Talladega.
Are these all your children?
Well, some of them are, and some of them are daughter-in-laws and some cousins, and I think a niece who are here with us.
Mrs. Lee, tell me how you felt as you saw him win the gold and the silver today.
There no words can explain how I felt, really. I was thrilled to death. And when he came back with the silver, oh, it was unbelievable.
You think having all this cheering squad may have helped him?
Oh, we hope so, because we sure wanted him to win.
How old is James?
James is 18.
And he's been away from home how long?
13 years. He's been in Talladega.
How often do you get to see him?
Oh, we see him about every 6 weeks, and he comes home for vacation during the summer.
And you all live in what part of Louisiana?
South Louisiana, Morgan City.
James, congratulations. You're a great champion.
Yeah, the name of the telephone number.
He's from Montgomery.
How many numbers?
Channel 12 in Montgomery.
Channel 12.
Channel 12, the name of the town is
Montgomery.
Montgomery, Alabama.
Right.
Was that an exciting race?
It was. Emma Zellers is 12 years old. She lives in Summerdale, Alabama. And she won the gold medal in the 50-meter dash.
What are you going to do with that medal, Emma?
Keep it.
You going to hang it up on your wall or something?
Yeah.
Are you proud of it?
Yeah.
You think your mother's going to be proud of it when you get home? Well, congratulations. You are a true Olympic champion. Is the Special Olympics anything like you thought it would be?
Well, not really. Practically, everybody think, that it's something less than, what we are expecting right now, but I think that it's something really wonderful.
My son is one of the athletes competing.
What do you think of this?
There's only two words for it. It's absolutely fantastic.
How many Bermudans came?
There was about 40 of us. Also,
This is your first participation in Special Olympics International?
the international, yes, but we have been to Boston for three of them, taking part in the Boston Olympics. And so this is our first international one, and it's absolutely fantastic. The people here are the most friendliest people that I've ever met, and we're supposed to be the most friendliest people in the world. They are really great, absolutely first class.
We have had a very nice summer back at home. I heard yesterday by telephone that they have the 30 centigrades at home, so we are getting used to the heat before we came here.
Now, Norway will compete in the International Winter Special Olympics, I would think.
Oh yes, I'm quite sure they will.
And do quite well, I'm sure.
I hope so, I think so.
Thank you.
Even to come to games and see what the children have done. You have trained them, and now they are here and they have won medals. Well, we feel proud.
Do they surprise you with their ability to do things?
No. Jamaicans are very talented in terms of athletics ability, and it wasn't surprising to come here and win medals. We know we would have won, but the amount that we have won is really surprising.
You're John Henry's father.
That's correct.
And he is John Henry's grandfather because it says my grandson, right?
That is absolutely right.
Where are you from?
I'm from Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Alexandria, Louisiana.
And you are all here watching John Henry, huh?
Right. I'm from Alexandria, and I'm his grandmother.
What do you think about Special Olympics?
We think it's marvelous. It makes these special people special, and you all are making us special.
You're having a good time?
Having a real fine time.
You're having a good time?
On top of the world.
All right.
I tell you another thing, I'm 83 and a half years old.
Only 83 and a half? Oh, tell me about John Henry.
He's a great guy.
Is he?
Yes.
Special Olympics is now worldwide. Will it become politicized as the real Olympics have become? John Neighbor, a 4-time gold medal winner, says it will if too much attention is paid to which countries get the most medals, and if Special Olympics resorts to government financing. When politicians allocate money, then politics gets involved.
Special Olympians, what a night this is. Will you remember it forever? What a spectacular thing you have done this week. This has been the largest sporting event produced for special athletes in the history of the world. May your journey home be safe. May you find victory in life as you have in these games. I now declare the 1983 International Special Olympic Games in Baton Rouge closed.